Here, nice of you to join me, and a very warm welcome to my channel. It's lovely to have you here with me today. We're on part 5 of the little house box and album project that we've been doing recently on the channel, and we're going to be working on page 2. Now we've done page 1. Page 1 was quite a intricate page with lots of different working elements in it. Page 2 is a little bit simpler. I like to do in my books, I like to do one really full-on page and another page that's quite plain and simple. That way you're not over bulking your book all the time. So page 1 is done because we've actually added another flap, so it actually comes like a 5-page album, but it is just four pages. So getting out my PDF, and you can find the link to the PDF up on screen now with a QR code, so just scan that with your mobile device and it will take you to the download page, or you can go to the link in the description box down below and it will be in there. So we're working on page 2. So with the base page we've already got in our books, we don't need to cut that out. But to cover it we will need, and I've got the pattern paper measurements here, so that's not the page that I wanted. So here we are. So the page 2 instructions are on page 3 in your PDF. So before we start and get everything cutting out, just a little bit of housekeeping. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment, like as well, and if you can, hit that notification bell. All that means is every time I upload new content, you will get a ping into your email box and you will be one of the first people to see it. The other thing is, if you want to buy this project in kit form, then I also have that available on my shop, tomorrowmortoncrafts.com. I will put a link in the description box, as well as I've made another QR code for you to scan, and that will take you straight to the website. So, page 2, we're going to do this diagonal pocket. Now, let me get the book out. So this is one I've made up earlier already, and this is, if you want to see the walkthrough of that, I'll put a playlist up there as an iCard, so just click on that and it will take you to the playlist. So this is the pocket that we're going to do. So it's a diagonal pocket that we're going to make, and just have a very simple basic photo mat inside. So what you will need, so you'll need your trimmer, put that away, your PDF measurements, there we go, and some cardstock. So I tend to, once I've cut my bits out, I then tick off. Now what I would normally do if I was making this myself is I would cut everything out first and then make them up. But as I'm doing it as a tutorial, I find it's easier to make everything in small chunks. So to do like each page as a video. So that's why it works for me doing it that way. But if you've got the PDF beforehand, you could cut them all out and then they're ready for you when you come to make that page up. So for page 2, which is the diagonal pocket, and on the PDF I give you some little diagrams as well, just to show you how they're made up. So this diagonal pocket, you need to cut it at 5 1/4 by 4 1/2, and then you need to score along one short side and one long side at 1/2 inch. So I know it looks really small, but it's a small pocket. So then, right, so now we need to make our a score line on one short side and one long side, like so. And then we're going to measure from the scored line. So I'm going to fold that over for the top. So I'm going to put it this way. And we need to measure in 1 1/2 inches. So we're going to measure. So I've folded that fold line over. I'm going to measure in 1 1/2. So I'm going to just put my cover down on my trimmer. Find a pencil. And just do a little mark where that is there. Then I'm going to turn it round and fold the other side, and that goes this way. So I folded the other side, and you're going to do this the same sort of thing, but you're only going to come up 3/4 inch. So put that in. Just mark it just with your pencil on the edge there, like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut diagonally. No, that's not the right way. It needs to go this way. Sorry, I marked it at the wrong place. So when you do the bottom bit for the 3/4 inch measurement, you need to have it where your folded edge is facing the right hand side, so it's actually on the bottom, and we need to then measure up 3/4 inch, which is there, and you need to then mark on that side there. So you need to mark there and a mark here. So what we then need to do is we're going to cut diagonally down and meet them two marks up. So this bit here is going to be cut off. So just line up your marks with the gully of your trimmer and then cut that down. And then that is your one diagonal pocket. So once you're happy, we are going to just miter that corner and miter your glue tabs like so, and then make sure that they stick underneath, and then that is your diagonal pocket done. You've also got a photo mat which will be 6 3/4 by 5 3/4, and that is it for the cutting out stage for your cardstock. Okay, so we need now to cut the pattern paper for page 2. So we need the base page to be cut out 6 7/8 by 6 7/8, which I've done there. And then we need to cut for the diagonal pocket 4 5/8 by 3 7/8. So 4 5/8 by 3 7/8, just there. So that then gives you that nice border around. So now we need to then do our diagonal. So all I'm doing is just marking on here, just so that I've got something, a guide to show. So we need to then cut at 1 3/8. So 1 3/8 is there. So we don't need to cut, sorry, just mark with your pencil through your gap. So 1 3/8, and then turn it round, and we need to mark at this side. That's why I put these extra pencil lines on. It's just so that I know which side I need to mark to 5/8. So I'm just bringing it round, and then we can go to 5/8, just there, and then mark. And then we need to then join up the lines. So just to go through what I did there, so I just marked my paper where the side that we needed to cut off. So that was my mark there, and then I marked down here as well. Now these aren't the marks that we're going to cut at. We have measured them. So for this one, I put it up, I had to turn it this way because we want to have this at 1 3/8. So 1 3/8 is there, which is where my mark is on there. And then this side, I turned it round and we marked at the 5/8 on that side there. And then we need to just marry them up. So the ones that the pencil lines that you measured are the ones that you're going to go to. Okay, so make sure it haven't moved. Take that down, and then that should give you a nice border all the way around, and it has. So let's just rub them out. Like so, and then ink the edges like so, and then we can put it along, we can then stick it down. Then we can stick that on like so, and then we've got a nice even border all the way around our pocket. So bringing in your book and your pattern paper, we are working on the back of page 1, so just double check to make sure your pattern paper fits, and it does, and ink them edges like so. There we are. And then we can just glue this down. There we go, so that's on like so, burnish that down, and then you can then put your pocket wherever you fancy on your, so you can put it in the corner, you can put it sort of in the middle, so it's sort of makes it a bit of a feature, so it's really up to you. So I'm going to use my double-sided tape and glue. Burnish that double-sided down, take that off, take that off, and just add the glue. Now smooth that glue out, put a little bit more on there. I'm going to have mine so it's like equal distance by eyeing it. There we go. So that then is the diagonal pocket. That was really quick and simple and easy to do. So we've just got then the photo mat that goes inside, and that will be 6 3/4 by 5 3/4. So let's get my piece of cardstock. So 6 3/4 by 5 3/4. So just make sure that fits. I may need to, yes, I'm going to have to, because I've stuck mine a bit higher up, I will need to redo that photo mat. So the same with you, if you've put yours a little bit further down, you might have to readjust it. So I'm going to cut this one at 5 3/4 again. So I'm going to have a bit of a square. There we go, and that square fits in there perfectly. I quite like that. So you can round your edges and do things like that. So my photo mat is 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and that's the cardstock. And then my pattern paper will be 5 5/8 by 5 5/8. But yours will be a little bit different, okay? Because obviously if it depends on where you put your diagonal pocket. And that one, I'm going to use the bit of a, something like that would be quite nice, I think. So I'm going to use this page. I think it goes quite nicely with that. Right, so the pattern paper, I'm going to do pattern paper on one side, and then I won't on the other side. So this one I'm going to do at 5 5/8. So I'll use this back page. So 5 5/8 by 5 5/8. Again, keep your offcuts, and that's going to go on like so. Now before I put that on, I am going to use one of the, put it on my tabs, and I'm going to put it there. I've got plenty of space for that on there. So I'm going to put that on first. Now you could have these on afterwards, it's entirely up to you. I just like to have the feet part of them hidden. So I'll just put it in my pocket, and then I can judge how far I need to take that tab up like so. So I don't want it sticking out of the book. And then this is going to fit over the top like so. There we go. Now I'm going to I need to cut out a small one of the layer parts of the die, but I'm going to cut it out of the same paper of the pocket. I think I had a small, so I'm just going to use the offcut triangle bit. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is just measure. So just by eye it on the top here, because I'm going to cut this in half, and I can pick it up. So I'm going to just fold it in half, and then I'll cut at that fold. That is more than half. I think that might be alright. I'll put that on the back. So we'll use this one. And then put this on here. So, and then I'll just cut that extra piece off wherever it's disappeared to. There it is. So I'll just cut a little bit off here because obviously it didn't cut on those on the line, so I'll just cut that bit off, and then I can use this on the back. That isn't a very straight cut. There we are. It's a little bit better. And then this can go on the back of the tag. The tab, not tag, tab. So up here. And then I feel as though we've got pattern paper then on both sides. So we can add our pattern backing for the photo mat. And that's going to go on this side. And I've just kept the corners on this square just to give you another idea. You don't have to corner at your corners if you don't want to. So then that's going to go in there, and then I will put something on there just to make a bit of a feature of it. But on the back I'm going to put a 3x4 photo mat. So that can either go along the top like that, or you can have it along the bottom, or I might have mine just there like so, and then have some pattern paper going down along the bottom and then some that side. That might be a different idea. We've not done that yet. So let me just get the picture perfect stamps out, and we need the 3x4, which is one of my most used stamps. So let's redo this. Just put this, I'm going to put this in the corner here, like so. And then this side, I'm going to do the bottom bit first. So the bottom bit. To leave this video here and wrap it up now. I really hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and this very quick page, and that you will give it a go, and then maybe come and show your pictures with me on social media. If you tag me in on anything on Instagram and Facebook, I will be able to see it then, so just tag my name in. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and comment as well, and hit that notification bell. All of that really does help my channel grow, and it helps me with the YouTube algorithm, and I do appreciate each and every one that subscribes. So whatever you're doing today and wherever you are in the world, please have the most amazing day, and I will speak to you again on the next one. Bye.